Hey, it's Tim. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to create your own version of minimalism so that you can find the meaning in your life and have the ultimate freedom to go after what matters to you. Chances are, if you're here, you already know what minimalism is and don't know where to start. But for those that don't, minimalism is a way of looking at your life and the world around you, focusing on the things that matter to you and cutting everything else out. Minimalism is based around the idea that money and things, by themselves, can never make you happy. It doesn't matter how much money you get or how many things you have. If your life has no meaning, no amount of stuff will fill that deep pit of emptiness in your life. The only reason to have stuff is to use as tools to move you closer to where you want to be in life. In this video, I'm going to show you how to find the purpose and meaning in your own life, and then how to create your own version of minimalism that will allow you the absolute freedom to build that life of purpose and meaning. So where the heck do you even start? Here's an overview of the 5 steps to minimalism you can take. I'll go into each one more in depth in a moment. There is also a PDF linked in the description with each step and the exercises. 1. Find your purpose. What you care about and the things that matter to you. 2. Maximize what matters. Focus your life around the things that bring you happiness and joy. 3. Cut out everything else. If it keeps you away from doing what matters to you, it needs to go. 4. Reinforce your foundations. Fix your sleep, get your nutrition and exercise sorted out, and build routines and habits to support your life. 5. Continually review and refocus. You will not get everything right the first time. You must keep working on it and improving through mistakes and success. So back to number 1. To find your purpose, you need to look at your life and find the things that make life worth living. This is a big thing all on its own, and I will be making a video later just about this. But here is a quick exercise to get you started. Use the PDF linked in the description or grab a piece of paper and a pen or pencil. Divide the paper into 4 columns. I recommend putting the paper sideways so that it is wider than it is tall. I'm going to ask you to think about 4 different topics to focus your thoughts. Each topic gets its own column. When I give you a topic, I would like you to pause the video, set a timer for 2 minutes, and write down as many things as you can possibly think of that fit under that topic. Once the timer goes off, unpause the video and move on to the next topic. There are no wrong answers, and you can write the same answer under multiple different topics. Overlap between topics is actually a good thing. The first topic is things that you love, like, enjoy doing, or that interest you. These can be anything, from spending time with your kids, to going hiking, to cars, to video games, hobbies, things you like to create, whatever. Again, there are no wrong answers. Just write down whatever comes to mind and be honest with yourself. No one but you needs to see this. Go ahead and pause now. Excellent. Now the next topic is, what skills do you have? These can be literally anything you have a skill to do and could in some form or other maybe be paid for. You don't need to be a master at it to write it down. These could be your job, side projects that you do, hobbies you have, training you've taken, etc. Here's some examples. Woodworking, organizing, teaching, mountain biking, etc. Another example would be this. Working on computers is not my job, but it's a skill I have and could get paid for. Writing music may not be what you get paid to do at your job, but you could potentially get paid to do it, and so on. Remember, for this topic, it doesn't matter if you like doing the skill or not. Just take 2 minutes and write down whatever comes to mind. Go ahead and pause now. The next topic is, what am I good at? Don't be humble here and don't sell yourself short. This could be anything. Video games, making people laugh, math, not meth, math like mathematics, solving problems, whatever. For this topic as well, it doesn't matter if you actually like doing it or not, just write it down. Go for the next 2 minutes. The final topic is, what can you do to serve or help people? For this, it doesn't matter if you're good at it, like doing it, or get paid for it. It can be anything that you can do to help people around you. Teach people, make them laugh, customer service, fix a broken arm, whatever. Go ahead and pause now. Now that you've got your topics filled out somewhat, I'm going to show you how these all relate. This is actually a brief look into the concept of Iki Guy, which is a Japanese idea and word that means life worth. I'll go into Iki Guy more in another video, but for our purposes here, all you need to know is that Iki Guy is the combination of what you love, what you are good at, what you can be paid for, your skills, and what the world needs, how you can serve and help people. Hopefully you've done the exercise and have some things written down, because here's where it comes together. You may have noticed some overlap of the same thing being under more than one topic. As I mentioned earlier, this is a good thing. If not, Don't worry, this is not an instant fix, but something you come back to, reflect on, and update, as well as change over time. What this exercise does is point you in the right direction. For example, when I did this, I found out that there were a few things that overlapped: helping people, research, problem solving, and teaching, which is why I started this YouTube channel, to help you find your purpose and avoid a meaningless life by giving you inspiration and actionable steps. I didn't figure this out the first time, and it has changed and evolved over time. Finding your purpose and what matters to you is a key part of minimalism, and this exercise helps you to focus on what matters most and find the things that bring you joy, happiness, and fulfillment. And that leads me to step 2, which is maximize what matters. This is where you take action on what you found out in step 1, find your purpose. What you do now is leave a like for the YouTube algorithm. But in all seriousness, now that you have an idea of what matters to you, you need to make those things an important and high priority part of your life. The point of this step on your journey to becoming minimalist is to really focus down on what matters most to you and find ways to go after those things. This may be starting a YouTube channel on the side while you work at your day job. It's kind of like what I did. It may mean doing volunteer work down at the local homeless shelter, or making sure that you take uninterrupted family time every day. Whatever you decide matters to you most, if it's truly important, you must find a way to make it a vital part of your life. Which leads me to step 3, which is cut out everything else. If it doesn't move you closer to the things that matter in life, then it needs to go. Like I said before, minimalism is more about what you don't do than what you do. If you don't sacrifice in life, then your goals, purpose, and the things that matter to you in life will become the sacrifice. What I mean is that as human beings, we have a limited amount of time and energy in a day and in our lives. Everything you choose to allow into your life takes a piece of that time and energy. If you spend an hour extra on your phone, that's an hour you don't get with your kids. If you decide to watch TV all day instead of working on your side business as a writer, then that dream just withers from neglect. If you choose to spend time with someone who is negative and brings you down, you bring that negativity and self-defeat into other parts of your life. The point is, you have the choice in your life about what you allow in it. So how do you actually make a change? You take a good hard look at the things in your life. Does your habit of scrolling through Facebook for hours stand in the way of playing with your kids? Does going to the bar every weekend really improve your life and get you closer to where you want to be? Or would that time and money be better spent reading books and saving up money so that you can quit the job that you hate? You are going to have to ask yourself a lot of hard questions and make a lot of changes. There are a few apps, programs, and books that I recommend to help you here. If your phone is a constant distraction, I recommend you check out an app called Stay Focused. It allows you to lock down your phone and certain apps. If your computer is also a problem, I recommend the program called Cold Turkey. It works a lot like the Stay Focused app and will allow you to block any websites, programs, and apps from being opened or used more than you want to allow yourself to use them. I'll make a more detailed video about digital minimalism in the future. I keep saying that, but I have a lot of videos that still need to be made. Anyway, I also highly recommend the book Tiny Habits. It'll be linked in the description below. I'm going to make an entire video about it and the methods it teaches, but the book itself will show you how you can make big changes in your life by changing your behavior through tiny actions and the successes they bring. It gave me several life-changing insights, like the concept, I change best by feeling good, not by feeling bad. I may talk more about it later, but suffice to say, I highly recommend it to everyone. It's something every person should definitely read. I do know that cutting things out of your life is super difficult, and you will not get it right the first, second, or even the 100th time. What matters is that you know failure in life is not a failure of you as a person, but a failure of the systems in your life. It only becomes a failure of you as a person if you choose not to learn from your mistakes and improve your system. And that leads me to step 4, reinforce your foundations. I think there are several keys to a good foundation for any person, especially from the perspective of a minimalist. These foundations are sleep, nutrition and exercise, and your routines and habits. The book I mentioned earlier, Tiny Habits, will help you immensely with all of these, but I'll give you somewhere to start from, right here, right now. I'll start with sleep because it's vitally important and is a problem most people suffer from to some extent. Most of us, when we have a lack of time in our days, cut our sleep back because, who needs that? I can sleep when I'm dead. The only problem with that is the human brain absolutely needs sleep to function properly. They've done studies, and operating on not enough sleep has the same effects as being drunk. Just like being drunk, you can't think clearly, you don't have the willpower and motivation to do things, and overall, your body just can't function properly. If you actually want to have a chance at creating the life you want, then you need to have your brain and body working their best. Now, as I've probably said way too many times already, I am going to make a video later just about sleep. But in the meantime, here is a way to figure out how much sleep you need. Go to bed at a consistent, reasonable time. Don't set any alarms to wake up, just sleep. Only get up once you feel like you've slept enough. Now write down how long you slept. You need to do this for 5 to 6 days back to back for your body to catch up and get used to it. The sleep you get on day number 6 should be very close to how much you actually need. I found out for myself that I need about 9 to 9.5 hours of sleep every night. Now I know that sounds like an absolute ton, but it beats being a zombie all day just to have a few more unproductive hours. The next parts I mentioned were nutrition and exercise. This is because without proper nutrition and exercise, your mental and physical health suffer. Nutrition and exercise are huge topics. There are literally thousands of books, articles, studies, and videos on them. So I'm just going to lay out some principles to keep in mind. How you think about food is just as important as the food you eat. The same with exercise. How you think about it is just as important as what you actually do. Focus on your goals and what you are trying to achieve before deciding how to eat or exercise. What you will need will be very different from someone else with different goals. Just remember not to be too hard or strict on yourself. Life can be pretty damn boring if we don't break our own rules every now and then. No one ever got fat from a single donut, and no one ever got fit from a single salad. Our health is dictated by everything we do over time, not just one instance in time, whether that be positive or negative. The last parts of your foundations are your routines and habits, and I left these for last, not because they are less important than sleep, nutrition, and exercise, but because you will develop your routines and habits from those foundations. Here is another instance where I'm going to recommend you read the Tiny Habits book, because it will give you a much deeper understanding of human behavior and why you do the things that you do. What I want you to remember is that consistency is absolutely key to any change in your life. And I'm sure you already know that. But what you may not already know is the key to consistency is making the things you are trying to do so easy that no matter what happens in your life, you are able to keep doing them and keep the momentum going. Here's an example. I'm going to bet you don't floss your teeth every day, or probably even regularly. Most people don't, myself included. At least before I read Tiny Habits, I definitely didn't floss every day. I do now though, and it was super easy to do. So here's how you do it. Go buy whatever floss is going to make flossing super easy for you. I recommend the little flossing sticks. I have really tight, wonky teeth and they make it so much easier. Put them right next to your toothbrush so that you see them every time you brush your teeth. Now, every time you finish brushing your teeth, I want you to go grab your floss and floss just one tooth. Not your whole mouth, just one tooth. That's it. Any other teeth are extra credit. And then, this is important. I want you to look into the mirror and smile, feel proud, celebrate. Celebrate that you just flossed. The key here is making what you want to do so tiny that it's almost impossible not to do it. I mean, flossing just one tooth is so incredibly easy. And once I'm there, I'm usually like, well, heck, I'm already here, I might as well do them all. But the beauty of it is that all you have to do to keep that habit going is floss the one tooth. Some days you probably won't feel like flossing all of your teeth. That's totally fine. All you need to do to keep this habit going is floss one tooth. You can apply this to everything you want to do in life. Obviously, read the book, but this will get you started. The final thing, the one that keeps everything going, is step 5, continual review and refocus. All of our lives are constantly changing and evolving, so you must change and evolve too. How I view my purpose in the world and what I've chosen to focus on has changed over time. And yours will too. What you need to do is take time every now and then to analyze your life, what makes you happy, and what you choose to have in it. Make sure that you are still going after the right thing, and that you are doing what you want to be doing, and that nothing is standing in your way. Make sure that you are living your life purposefully, not just going wherever life pushes you. And remember, minimalism is what you make it. No one can tell you what it's going to look like for you. You have to make it your own. Figure out what matters most to you in life, maximize those things, and cut out everything else. Failure in life is not a failure of you as a person, but a failure of the systems in your life. It only becomes a failure of you as a person if you choose not to learn from your mistakes and improve your systems. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Have a wonderful day, folks, and I'm going to talk to you later. Go buy whatever Oh, here's the final stretch.